Hello, everyone. My name is Brittany Lee Martin, and I'm a doctoral student at Vanderbilt University. And today I'd like to talk to you about the language of mathematics and some of the implications for our English language learners. So, recently we examined the math performance of first graders with and without math disability, and we looked at whether their performance was affected by their English language proficiency. In our study, we found an interesting trend in basic computation skills. And by computation, we just mean a series of basic addition and subtraction problems like 2 plus 3 equals 5. So here you'll see a graph of the raw scores from our study. And you'll see at the beginning of the school year, we found that English language learners without a math disability were performing at the same level as their English speaking peers without a math disability in basic computation. But by the end of the school year, we saw a significant gap appear between these two groups. What does this mean? It means language proficiency is playing a role in their academic learning, even in basic skills like computation, which many people believe doesn't have a lot of language involved. And this is worrisome because LEP students are falling significantly behind their English speaking peers, even though the two groups were initially comparable. So, I'd like to offer you 3 practical resources that you can use to address this issue in your classroom. The first is a short podcast. It's only about 8 minutes long, and it discusses the cultural differences among our ELL students and how teachers can anchor their math instruction so that it's relevant to them. The next is a conference recording presented by the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics, and it discusses how we can support our ELLs in math class and how we can shape our instruction so that ELLs can develop their mathematical thinking as well as their English language skills while maintaining some academic rigor. And finally, there's an excellent article about improving math problem solving skills for ELLs with learning disabilities. In this article, they present several tips for teachers and teaching and questioning strategies teachers can use with their ELL students. After looking over those resources, I want to challenge you to take 2 actionable steps. First, I want you to audio record a typical math lesson, and then go back and listen to the recording and focus on the language you used. Did you use some words with double meanings? For example, did you use the word sum, S-U-M, but maybe your students could have thought you meant some, S-O-M-E? After this reflection, I want you to go back and reteach this lesson or one very similar using one of the strategies discussed in the resources, and then just briefly reflect on how you feel your students did with the lesson using this new strategy. I hope you enjoyed this video and found some useful things to take back to your classroom. I would love to hear from you if you have any questions or would just like to discuss this topic further. My name is Brittany Martin, and I teach